This is Live Radio. Hi, friends. I'm Byron Tyler here in Branson, and we're going to meet some great folks as we just got through talking to the Rankin brothers. Growing up, I remember early mornings there was a show. It was Dolly Parton and Porter Wagoner. Bright and early, probably 6 o'clock, 6:30 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
And Buck Trent was on that show. And some of our friends remember watching Hee Haw.
That's right.
Every Saturday night, it was a family tradition. You've got to sit around the television and watch Hee Haw. And
right.
Buck, you were part of that.
That's right. It's a great family show. It's a show the whole family could sit down and watch, without being embarrassed. And it really was. Hee Haw was it. Had the finest country music on there. And they rewrote the jokes and stuff like that. But it's a great family show. And so was the Porter Wagoner show. I was with Porter Wagoner from 62 to 74. And pretty much Norma Jean was on there. And then Dolly, Jeannie Seeley was there for a while. And then Dolly Parton come along. And the show just got bigger and bigger, and it was something. Porter Wagoner's one of the finest men I've ever known.
Did you get to wear one of those sequin jackets like Porter wore?
Exactly. Nudie, the Hollywood costume designer, he made the Porter Wagoner's shows. We did the rhinestone outfits. And then his son-in-law, Manuel, still makes them now, and he's in Nashville. And now Harvey Krantz in Los Angeles makes all of mine. So I think if you're going to entertain people, you want to look good, right?
That's right.
And Porter, we always look good and entertain the people.
Buck, you're wearing a ring right now that I believe Porter gave you. That's a very unique-looking ring.
This is a banjo ring, and it is fabulous. We were out on tour, and it's my birthday, and Porter had this diamond here and a little buckle ring, and when we come off the stage, he pulled it off and said, "Happy birthday." So he's a very, very generous man. And so we're riding on the bus, and Dolly said, "You need a banjo ring." So she took the diamond back to Nashville and made her jeweler made a banjo ring. And it's got everything. It's got my mama's birthstone, my son Charles, my daughter Melissa. They live in Nashville, and it's just like a banjo. And the jeweler, he had a name you couldn't even sneeze, so they called him Papa. But it's a fabulous ring, and I've had it a long time.
Buck, what about some of the travel time? Of course, when you're on the road a lot. I know you've been in buses probably most of your life.
Yeah,
talk about the between city time. When it's just you guys have just finished a show, you're traveling to the next town.
It's just unbelievable. I went to Nashville in '59. I went on the Grand Ole Opry with Bill Carlisle in 1961. And we traveled in a little Volkswagen van, and and then when I went with Porter, we were traveling in a car. Then we were pulling a trailer in '62, '63, '64. Don Warden, who's Dolly's manager now, he goes to Paris Island, South Carolina, and buys a little flexible bus. Brings it back to Nashville. We leave the first 8 seats in and build some bunks in it. And we got a bus. We thought that was it. Then Porter bought a couple of new buses while I was there. I left the last day of '73 and went with Roy Clark. We opened in Vegas, and we worked there, almost 10 years. And of course, with Roy, he'd won the award in October '73. He had won it. So Roy was really popular, And we went through about 3 jet planes with Roy. We were all over. We were gone 95% of the time. We were everywhere. Of course, Roy would host the Tonight Show 3 nights running, and we worked like Tahoe, Reno, and then we were the first country act to go to Russia. Yeah, in '76.
Were you really?
We went to Russia in '76 with the Oak Ridge Boys, and we worked 3 weeks over there with 5 concerts in Riga, 5 in Leningrad, 5 in Moscow. So we traveled an awful lot with Roy.
I heard you were riding on a bus one time with Dolly Parton, and there was a particular song that... The Color song?
Oh, the Coat of Many Colors.
The Coat of Many Colors.
And I'm telling you, Dolly Parton is just true. She is a fine, fine gal. She only has one gal around her since they went to school together. and she don't have 40 or 50 people around her to tell her what she wants to hear. That's where you lose reality, really. So she's a great gal, and she can write a song about anything and sing a song about anything and talk about. We're riding down the road on the bus, and then she writes Coat of Many Colors in like 5 or 10 minutes.
My goodness.
Yes.
Well, Buck, of course, you've had an illustrious career over these many, many years and traveled with some of the greats and played television, like we said, with Hee Haw, Porter Wagner Show.
That's right.
Why not just retire and enjoy maybe a lake house place, but you decide to come to Branson?
Retire? Are you kidding
Talk about
me?
coming to
I'm
Branson.
in better shape than I've ever been in my life. I'm in great shape, and I got a great show, and I'm just a part of it. Everybody in my show are the best, and we got twin fiddles. Melody Hart plays the fiddle and sings. Bruce Hoffman plays the fiddle, plays steel, and Kenny Parrott's one of the finest singers in this country. He sings Marty Robbins, Ray Price, Conway Twitty, and we just have a great variety show. So. The first time I worked Branson was with Porter and Dolly at the Ball Knobbers Theater in 1971. Then when I got on Hee Haw, Mickey Gillis Theater, I worked it in 81, 82, and 83. That's the old Mickey Gillis Theater. That was the Hee Haw people bought it. And all us folks on Hee Haw would work it, And then 88, I worked the old Starlight Theater with Cheeside Childs. And then worked the Lowe's at 88, and that's Jim Stafford's theater now. And then moved to Branson in 90. And opened all the shows at Mickey's Theater.
Right.
And then started a morning show in 91. We started the first morning show in 91.
How would you describe, Trent, Branson to somebody who's never been here before?
Well, you live life on life's terms here in Branson. It's a great place to come. Everybody that comes here wants to move here. It's great family entertainment. It was built on country and gospel music. Now there's several different kinds of shows here and different, a lot of family shows. The Presleys, the Ball Knobbers, they started it like 50 years ago. And it just don't get any better in Branson. It don't. It's a wonderful place.
What I like about Branson, too, if you say, well, I've been here before, maybe somebody brought the family back in the summertime, but there's something happening throughout the seasons a family can enjoy, like we're approaching Christmas time right now.
Well, that's right.
And so you've got a Christmas show.
That's right. And everybody here does have a Christmas show. They may do their best country or best show, and then after intermission they do a Christmas show. Andy Williams, he does the ultimate Christmas show.
Mr. Christmas.
Whoa, it's fantastic. It's a fantastic show. And of course there's a lot, Tony Orlando, he does a great Christmas show. And it just don't get no better in Branson. It's a great place for family, and it's it's a Christian town,
And looking back over all of the years of music journeys and all the things you've been able to do, what are some standouts for you? What satisfies you most about the things that God has allowed you to be able to do?
Well, only by the grace of God am I here today. I mean, I turned my life around 27 years ago. And the people come to this town is just like kinfolks. They are just like kinfolks. And I started that morning show in 91. I get dressed, I go over and I shake hands with everybody that come to the show in the lobby. I shook hands the other day with people that I shook hands with 50 years ago.
Why?
No kidding. They're like kinfolk. They've done, they see me on TV a long time, and we are just, everybody's like kinfolks, and it's a great family show here in Branson.
Buck, what do you think some of the biggest changes have been in the music business since when you first started to where we are today?
Oh, in the
industry.
Well, it's all business now. It's all business. They take, it's for the young people, of course, and the big business takes them and they put them on records and they sell, but they don't sell long, and they don't last long,
Right.
And it's a different kind of music.
Yeah.
It's not country music like it used to be.
Yeah, I mean,
it's sort of like, and if you look at them, it's like rock and roll. the boy, the guy's got a hit record, but he's got a rock and roll band. And they look rock and roll. They don't dress like we did. We dress like we was talking about earlier. We look good on stage. And that's what you have to do in Branson. It's through the eyes. You have to have a show. You just can't go and pick and sing and be boring, And that's why you have to have variety.
Right.
I've got a variety. I got a guy singing. I was talking about Kenny Parrott, and then Jonathan Black plays the saxophone, and all that stuff, and piano, and so it's a variety show. The way the business is going now, it's like they're not going to play Merle Haggard and Willie Nelson and all that on the radio. It's top 40, sort of,
It really has changed quite a bit.
Some of the stations.
You've got a few classic stations.
That's right, classic stations, and that's good. But it's all business now. It is all business. Used to, back, I come to National 59, if Merle Haggard was coming to town, he'd call and say, hey, I'm fixing to do an album. You got a song? Put on the album. Well, not anymore. You got to go through all kind of stuff. It has to be a hit.
Hey, let's take us. Hey, Buck, take us back to Hee Haw, because I just remember having so many fond memories of watching that show and just the laughs and the fun.
Wasn't that fun?
Was it as much fun, behind the camera, off stage, than it was?
It was more fun than on the show. Yeah, we would tape 13 shows in June, 13 in October, 26, right? And then they rerun it 26. And it was, if you wasn't in that second, you wouldn't have to show up. Archie Camel would do 13 barbershop jokes, right? And then when I did the Little Talking Blues, down in the hen house on my knees, and I thought I heard a chicken say, oh, yeah. I would sit on the stool there on the barrel and do 13 of them right through. It'd take me about an hour and something to do.
So it was pieced together?
And I would be together. Oh, yeah, they did a computer. And back then, they'd put it together with a computer. And Roy would do 13 songs, Buck would do 13 songs. We'd do the cornfield. We'd show up of a morning, early of a morning, and we'd do cornfield jokes all day long with different people, right? And Junior Samples, he was real. He was real. Yeah, he could barely read.
Right.
And they wouldn't let him see the cards until he stood up in the cornfield, and then he started trying to read that card. One time he took 17 takes on the word pollution. He couldn't get the word pollution. He couldn't read it. And Roy and him was jumping up and down that cornfield, and it just done Roy in.
It seems like that family style of entertainment has just really changed. We have to put so many other elements into comedy, which really, if you're trying to raise a family and with some value, with some morals and some integrity, it's kind of hard to include those things. The things into the type of values that you'd want to raise your family.
That's right. It's different. The business is different. Well, everything is different nowadays. Even, instead of John Wayne, you got Kevin Costner. I'm just throwing out some names here. You know what I mean? Like the great actors of all time. Not saying that he's not a great actor, but, and then instead of Marty Robbins with Ray Price, and Hank Williams and stuff, you got other guys. And it's changed with all kind of entertainment. It's different.
Country music legend Buck Trent with us right here, friends. I'm in Branson with Buck here at our Bott Radio Network studios, and we're coming to you live on Mid-South Viewpoint. And Buck Trent's show is at the Clay Cooper Theater.
Right.
And if you want information, you can call 888-222-8910. Order those tickets on your way to Branson to see this great show. Buck Trent.
That's right. We do 9:30 show, 9:30 of the morning. And we do one matinee, which is a Tuesday at 2 o'clock. The rest of the shows are at 9:30 of the morning.
Okay. Hey, Buck, thanks again.
And thank you so much for inviting me on
Thank
the
you so
show.
much. I really appreciate our time together.
Thank you.